Good morning. Good morning, loves. Hello. Welcome to Wednesday. It is October 4th, and we are here on Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. Welcome or welcome back. We are going to be looking at new releases this week. Today, we are going to be looking at romances. And let's see, updates, announcements. We are doing an extra sprint. It's going to be tonight at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern Time. I'm sorry, East Coasters. That's just the soonest I can do them. I get off work at 5. Takes me about a half hour drive home. Then I have to walk Keo, and so I apologize. But it's nice noises to listen to if you're going to be drifting off to sleep. Good morning, Mary. Hello. Glad to join you this happy Wednesday. We'll miss. Oh, okay. Appointment. Oh. Maybe maybe life will return. Oh, I hope so. I hope it's going to go very well. It will go well. There is no hope there. It will go well. I have very positive vibes about that. I finished Daisy Darker last night. Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. I gave it 5 stars. The writing is wonderful in that there are so many truth observations just sprinkled throughout it, and the end I actually did not see coming, which is kind of unusual. So it absolutely had me at as a great story, so I gave it 5 stars. Scorpio rising, good morning. I'm reading The Guest List by Lucy Foley. Oh, have I read Lucy Foley? Have I read The Guest List? Can't remember. But that is a very good one for this time of year. So we are going to, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you very much. Sorry about that. I hope you have some coffee, tea. Oh, I know. Isn't that wonderful? Hi, Annalise. Good morning or good afternoon, good evening, afternoon where you are. All right, let's jump into romances. Let me get rid of this banner. Let's see. We're going to start here. Wednesday's a good day for love. This is called Woke Up Like This by Amy Leah. Come on. For 2 high school seniors, it's 17 going on 30 overnight in a magical romantic comedy about growing up too fast and living in the moment. Planning the perfect prom is one last to-do on ultra-organized Charlotte Wu's high school bucket list. So far, so good, if not for a decorating accident that sends Charlotte crash-landing off a ladder face first into her obnoxiously ripped arch-nemesis, J.T. Renner. Worse, when Charlotte wakes up, she finds herself in an unfamiliar bed at 30 years old with her bearded fiancé, Renner, by her side. Either they've lost their minds or they've been drop-kicked into adulthood, forever trapped in the 30-year-old bodies of their future selves. With each other as their only constant, Charlotte and Renner discover all that's changed in the time they've missed. Charlotte also learns there's more to Renner than irritating jock charm, and that reaching the next milestone isn't as important as what happens in between. Navigating a series of adventures and a confounding new normal, Charlotte and Renner will do whatever it takes to find a way back to 17. But when and if they do, what then? That sounds like, what was that movie? 13 going on 30? Was that what that movie was called? Oh, gosh, must be 20 years old now at this point. Sounds cute. All righty, The Christmas Cafe by Eliza Evans. I was noticing we've got a lot of Christmas ones coming up. We're hop skipping over Halloween. Halloween was so August. Now let's go into Christmas. Jingle all the way to Silver Bells, Wyoming, where love is a treat. Clumsy Ernest Baker Sylvie West has worked at the Christmas Cafe in Silver Bells, Wyoming ever since her boozy eggnog fruitcake won the town's annual holiday bake-off. Her forever happy place, the cafe complements her sweet, well-ordered life with her roommates, recently widowed Gramps, and her yappy Chihuahua pug, Crumpet. So when Sylvie learns the cafe might be sold, she's determined to save it the only way she can, by getting the Holiday Channel crew to set a scene at the cafe, She's even met the film's charming lead actor, Royce, thanks to Crumpet's meddling. Between an unexpected acting gig, a booth at the Christmas festival, an appearance at the Christmas parade, and a budding romance with Royce, Sylvie has a lot on her plate. Good thing her old friend, gruff yet reliable Abe, has just come home to manage his parents' goat farm until she catches herself feeling a little too merry and bright in his presence. With some help from family friends Crumpet and the goat farmer down the way, Sylvie's plate might just be full of the sweetest treats she's ever had. Very Hallmark, but sometimes you're in the mood for Hallmark. That's okay. That is a guilty pleasure. Okay. See, I tell you, we're in for a slow Christmas now. Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. That's a big name in rom-com. Melody Gallard may be the daughter of music royalty, but her world is far from glamorous. She spends her days restoring old books and avoiding the limelight. One awkward tabloid photo was enough, thanks. But when a producer offers her a lot of money to reunite her mother's band on live TV, Mel begins to wonder if it's time to rattle the cage, shake up her quiet life, and see him again, the only other person who could wrangle the rock and roll divas. Beat Dawkins? Beat. Seriously? The lead singer's son is Melody's opposite. The camera loves him. He could charm the pants off anyone, and his mom is not a potential cult leader. Still, they might have been best friends if not for the legendary feud that broke up the band. When they met as teenagers, Mel felt an instant spark, but it's nothing compared to the wild, intense attraction that builds as they embark on a madcap mission to convince their mothers to perform one last show. While dealing with rock star shenanigans, a 24-hour film crew, brawling Santas, and mobs of adoring fans, Mel starts to step out of her comfort zone. With Beat by her side, cheering her on, she's never felt so understood. But Christmas Eve is fast approaching, and a decades-old scandal is poised to wreck everything. The Steel Birds reunion, their relationships with their mothers, and their newfound love. Salem Song, a witchy paranormal. Okay, we're back to Halloween. By Kristen Proby, third in series. Torn apart by tragedy, Lorelai has kept Xander at arm's length, focusing on her career and gifts rather than rekindling their love. But now that she's back in Salem, she can't avoid him and finds herself slowly softening toward the man she's loved all her life. However, the witch hunter they've been fighting still hasn't been vanquished. Between that and breaking the curse of the blood moon, now is not the best time for her to give the sexy Xander another try. Despite Laura pushing him away, Xander has never stopped loving her. But now that the stakes are higher, with evil threatening them more than ever, he is done giving her time and space. With the curse that Jonas put into place long ago creating a havoc with the innocent residents of Salem, the Core Six, their coven, and the witches from Hallows End need to work together to overcome true wickedness. Will Xander and Laura find themselves once again amidst the stormy seas and their recent separation? Or will evil reign, throwing the Core Six, Salem, and Hallows End into unimaginable peril? Kind of like that cover. I want her hair. It's normal to be jealous of a romance cover hair. Wildfire. Hang on, coffee's required. By Hannah Grace, second in a series. Maple Hill students Russ Callaghan and Aurora Roberts cross paths at a party celebrating the end of the academic year, where a drinking game results in them having a passionate one-night stand. Never one to overstay her welcome or expect much from a man, Aurora slips away before Russ even has a chance to ask her her full name. Imagine their surprise when they bump into each other on the first day of the summer camp, where they are both counselors hoping to escape their complicated home lives by spending the summer working. Russ hopes if he gets far enough away from Maple Hills, he can avoid dealing with the repercussions of his father's gambling addiction, while Aurora is tired of craving attention from everyone around her and wants to go back to the last place she truly felt at home. Russ knows breaking the camp's strict no staff fraternizing rule will have him heading home to Maple Hills before the summer is over. But unfortunately for him, Aurora has never been very good at caring about the rules. Will the two learn to peacefully coexist, or did their one night together start a fire they can't put out? We've got 3 out of 4 seasons being represented so far. It's Madness and Chaos. A Winter in New York by Josie Silver. I have read this author before. When Iris decides to move to New York to restart her life, she realizes she underestimated how big the Big Apple really is. All the nostalgic movies set in New York she'd watch with her mom while eating their special secret recipe gelato didn't quite do it justice. But Bobby, Iris's best friend, isn't about to let her hide away. He drags her to a famous autumn street fair in Little Italy as they could walk and as they walk through the food stalls, a little family-run gelateria catches her eye. Could it be the same shop that's in an old photo of her mother's? Curious, Iris returns the next day and meets the handsome Gio, who tells her that the shop is in danger of closing. His uncle, sole keeper of the family's gelato recipe, is in a coma, so they can't make more. When Iris samples the last remaining batch, she realizes that their gelato and her gelato are one and the same. But how can she tell them she knows their secret recipe when she's not sure why Gio's uncle gave it to her mother in the first place? Iris offers her services as a chef to help them recreate the flavor and finds herself falling for Gio and his family. But when Gio's uncle finally wakes up, all of the secrets Iris has been keeping threaten to ruin the new life and new love she's been building all winter. Just communicate! What's the big deal? Ooh, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Oh, I know. Only on covers, right? Let's see. Are we still on October 3rd? Yes, we are. Best Laid Plans by Carla Sorensen, first in a series. A tough as leather football player, a happy-go-lucky historian, it's love against all odds in a warm and emotional romance about found family, friendship, and the restorative powers of the heart. Former Dallas football player Burke Barrett is weathering a lot of changes. He's retired from football. He's mourning the loss of his best friend, and now he's bequeathed a dilapidated house in northern Michigan he doesn't want. To his surprise, it comes with a long-legged, blindly optimistic renovation manager with big ideas for Burke's inheritance. She's passionate, irritating, and irresistible. Restoration expert Charlotte Cunningham is used to rough exteriors. This surly client with his double job, towering physique, and inflexible attitude is worth smoothing over. The attraction sizzles, and a proposal is in order, a romantic tryst to relieve the tension. No strings attached. A safe bet for both of them since Burke is prepared to renovate, sell, and move on. A pet project with an end date. Does this go for love too? Burke must decide what he really wants and what he's willing to risk. He should know by now that the best laid plans can change in a heartbeat. Throne of the Fallen. This looks like romantic fantasy, maybe. Yeah, we're gonna save that for fantasy tomorrow, if you don't mind. Meet Your Matcha. This is Kindle Unlimited by Nancy Wen. It's my life to ruin. Pippa Fleming is a woman who always has a plan until she finally secures a coveted promotion and her dream job suddenly feels worse than getting caught under the sun as a redhead with no sunscreen. Exhausted and confused, Pippa seeks an escape by signing up for a reality dating show. Everyone is allowed one identity crisis, right? And where better to recharge than on a beach sipping cocktails with little umbrellas? As long as she remembers she's only there to have fun, not lose her heart. Dot, 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 dot. She was a walking red flag, so far out of my league that I couldn't even see what league she was in. August Weather is laid back and content with his quiet life, but when his sister nominates him for a reality dating show, he sees it as a chance to experience the world outside of his small town. What he didn't expect was to fall for someone like Pippa. She's his complete opposite, prickly, vivacious, full of adventure and big dreams, and despises him on sight. Except he can't stop thinking about her and finding out what lies beneath her guarded surface. When the whirlwind of the show throws them together, Pippa and August discover how wrong first impressions can be. But can their newfound connection survive the real world, or will their differences sweep their love match out to sea? Uh, so that's coming out tomorrow. We'll do one more from here until, well, ninth. That's, we might. We'll see. Also, Kindle Unlimited, The Xmas Emergency by Jennifer Peel. Very few in Aspen Lake expected that I, Callista Monroe, their most notorious wild child, would ever amount to anything besides being a model prisoner. So imagine their surprise when I returned as the hospital newest ER doctor. Believe me, no one is more surprised than I am. She just accidentally went to medical school. I had vowed to never return, even if it was the last safe haven during the zombie apocalypse. But when my niece, Quinn, begged me to come home, I couldn't say no. My plan is to stay out of trouble this time and, above all, avoid Quinn's uncle Tristan, the man I love to hate and the reason I left Aspen Lake. But trouble starts to brew when my niece gets into her pretty head that her uncle and I need to reconcile. The devious little thing insists we deck the halls together all season long, and since I'll do anything to make Quinn happy, I agree, believing I'm completely immune to Tristan's charm. Except the joke's on me. Who knew that Tristan's biggest regret was letting me go? And the infuriating man seems willing to do everything possible to win me back. Well, it's going to take a Christmas miracle for me to give him a second chance. Unfortunately for my plan, our chemistry could set a blizzard on fire. Now I have a major X emergency on my hands. Do I give my niece her Christmas wish, or do I let the love between Tristan and me flatline once and for all? Well, I think you should decide your own love life, not let your niece do. I'm sorry. I don't think I shared that. That's what that was. Sorry. It's early. Should we save that one from? Yeah, we'll probably save that one for next week because it comes out on the Monday. Oh, it isn't. Oh, I'm sorry. That is weird. You have Amazon and everything, right? I think you should contact Amazon and say, what the heck? Looks like Book Riot has a couple more that aren't listed on theirs. On the other one, Love in Winter Wonderland. This is a young adult by Abiola Bello. Charming, handsome Trey Anderson balances the pressures of school popularity with a job at his family's beloved local bookshop, Wonderland. Quirky, creative Ariel Spencer needs tuition for the prestigious art program of her dreams, and an opening at Wonderland is the answer. When Trey and Ariel learn that Wonderland is on the brink of being shut down by a neighborhood gentrifier, they team up to stop the doors from closing before the Christmas Eve deadline and embark on a love-to-hate journey that will change them forever. Heartwarming and romantic, this read is the gift that keeps on giving no matter the season. We looked at those other three, but I don't remember this one. Snowed In at Christmas by Jacqueline Snow. Sorority mom Becca Fairfield is used to guys not taking her seriously. She's too blonde, too quirky, or just too much. So she's ditched dating to focus on her job in a house filled with drama and plenty of tea. Now, with the holidays and a major blizzard on her doorstep, Becca has everything she needs to survive the next 2 weeks on her own. Hot cocoa, plenty of books, and the memory of a steamy kiss with a certain sexy Grumposaurus next door neighbor to keep her warm. Only Becca's seriously underestimated this snowpocalypse. So when the power goes out and Harrison Cooper, football coach, Master Crank, and the guy who acted mega awkward after said steamy kiss offers her shelter, and it only makes sense to accept. They'll just be blizzard buddies, hang out, stay safe, and maybe indulge in a little R-rated cuddling. Becca knows that Harrison isn't the dating kind, and what happens during the storm lasts only as long as the storm. But are they keeping warm or playing with fire? Okay. We've got a couple minutes left. I thought I would jump over into this is Harlequin, and yeah, I think it would be available through Amazon Prime. I don't think it's a separate. Maybe I've had it so long I can't remember. I apologize. So instead of going into each and every one, I thought we would just skim through harlequin.com. They have not only their lines, but they also have some individual books. So these are just the digital books, just to make it a little bit more simple. Every Shot Counts, that looks like a nonfiction. How to Save a Unicorn, that looks like a middle grade. The Roaring Days of Zora Lily, looks like a historical. The Scarlet Alchemist looks like fantasy. The 12 Months of Christmas by Sheila Roberts. These are all technically November releases, but they are available right now on the Harlequin website for digital. And I think you have to read it on the website, so it's not necessarily something that you can download to a Kindle. But if you don't mind reading on the screen, these are available also. But we ran out of time. We always run out of time. Alrighty. Okay. Good, good, good. Let's get back to here. All right. So, tomorrow we'll be back in the morning for fantasy, science fiction, and if we run out of those, we'll look at some more of the cozy mysteries because there's always a lot of cozy mysteries each week. And tonight we've got an extra sprint at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. Sarah isn't feeling well this week. She's still recuperating. So I was asked by one of the Bookie Monsters here if I would step in, and I said, sure. So we're going to do an extra one tonight. I'm working on a crochet project that I need to that I need to work on. So all the help I can get is very helpful. Hear an accordion? Well, let's see. It's jazzy. Let's see what it sounds like. Yeah, maybe an accordion would be better. um, and then tomorrow we'll be doing our regular sprints and so forth. So we just have an extra one tonight. And so we'll be bring your book, bring your projects, meditate, fall asleep, whatever you want to do. I hope you guys have a good Wednesday. I think that's all that's on the list for today for here. So be safe, be happy, choose love, read good books. You don't get good person points if you're reading a book that you don't like. It's okay to set it down. Doesn't mean you hate the author or anything like that. It's just not the right time. It's like wine, so don't worry about that. And as it says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom. Thank you guys for coming. God bless.